I applaud WWE in their effort in the year 2002. 2002 was, in my opinion, what 2001 wasn't, and that was a tremendous year in the WWE and in professional wrestling in general. But to go out on a limb and say that every single every single 2002 pay-per-view was good, that's kind of stretching it. Especially when you consider that No Mercy 2002 took place, and when I went back to watch it, I felt more disappointed. The pay-per-view was pretty much saved by 2 matches, but otherwise did not deliver, and will, in my opinion, be remembered for some of the stupidity of WWE back during that time. You kicked off with Jericho and Christian defeating Booker T and Goldust. Now, the one thing I will say about this match is I loved both of those teams. Jericho and Christian, Booker T and Goldust. They both had the connections with each other. They both delivered as cohesive units. They were both funny. They were both fun and entertaining to actually watch. And I miss teams like that. Jericho and Christian were really fucking cool. Booker T and Goldust were hysterical. This match, though, was just okay. It wasn't great. It was not bad. But it just wasn't that good either. Tori Wilson defeating Dawn Marie. I actually liked that big feud that they had with Tori Wilson and Dawn Marie. Was it Tori Wilson's dad had sex with Dawn Marie or something like that? That was actually a pretty good feud. The match was not that good, though. If you're going to make a feud personal, you need to make it an actual fight, and this match was just not that good. RVD defeating Ric Flair pretty much was what it was. You have one completely different style with another completely different style. You have Ric Flair who's past his prime. You have RVD who's getting to be past his prime. Eventually he's past his prime with all the injuries and everything that happened after that. Match was what it was in my opinion. Jamie Noble defeating Tajiri for the Cruiserweight Championship. Solid match, not great, not bad, but definitely not good. The one match I really hate on this card, and I hate it for a variety of reasons. Not one of them is the actual match itself. Well, actually, I'll stand corrected. The match itself was terrible, but the story behind it was absolutely atrocious, and this shows WWE's poor usage of storylines. Triple H versus Kane. Title unification match. World Heavyweight Champion Triple H. IC Champion Kane. And I can't remember this match because every time I try, it reminds me of Katie Vick. I don't know what the hell WWE was doing back in 2002 with this storyline. But damn it all, this storyline was awful. Whoever was the genius that came up with the idea of the Katie Vick storyline should have immediately been shot, should have immediately been fired, should have immediately been killed. The Katie Vick storyline was god-awful, and it sucks when I go back to 2002, and I can't even remember the year Triple H had, because the only thing I think of is that. He had a good feud with Jericho. Yeah, he also had one of the worst storylines in WWE history. Yeah, pretty much. So, bad match, bad story. Did not care in the outcome. Trish Stratus defeating Victoria for the Women's Championship. Again, that pretty much was what it was. It was better than the Tori Wilson-Dawn Marie match, but still not great enough to, be considered a classic on this card. Then we get to the 2 reasons why this show was saved. And the first reason was the tag team match to determine the inaugural WWE Tag Team Champions between Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit facing Edge and Rey Mysterio. Now, this match was fantastic. Again, This was when the tag team division in WWE was stacked. I mentioned earlier Booker T and Goldust and Chris Jericho and Christian. Well, here you had Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit. That is a perfect combination, perfect team. Two technical wrestlers, one of them is an actual Olympic gold medalist. And then you have Edge and Rey Mysterio. You have Rey Mysterio's high-flying ability, and you have Edge's total package. And when you combine them together, that is a really good team as well. Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit go over here. This match is a fun match to go back and watch. It is a really good match to actually look back at the No Mercy 2002 pay-per-view, and you actually enjoy it. This match was awesome, honestly. Benoit and Angle versus Edge and Mysterio. Look it up, go back on the network, and watch it. But at the match of the night, without a doubt, was the Hell in a Cell match for the WWE Championship between Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker. The first of two of their Hell in a Cell matches. Obviously, the first one is going to be a lot better than the second one, and the second one can ultimately not top it. But this match was awesome. The story behind it was awesome. Brock and Taker, they both bled. This match was violent. This match was physical. This match was everything it needed to be. The right guy won, in my opinion. You're trying to continue to build up Brock Lesnar by having him be an unstoppable monster and an unstoppable WWE champion, and you've completely succeeded in that. I will give credit where credit is due. This entire match was awesome. The entire tag title match was awesome. It's just a shame that in a year that had so much good, and you look back at this pay-per-view, and there's only a couple of good things buried between a bunch of crap. And that's why I go back at No Mercy 2002, and I'm disappointed by it, because even though there were two matches that saved the show, I would really like it if one show as a whole, like SummerSlam 2002, or Survivor Series 2002, or hell, Royal Rumble 2002, if the entire show meshed well, worked well, and was actually relatively great. I would have loved it if the whole card was good, even as good as the main event and that tag match. But I will give credit where credit is due. Those two matches saved the pay-per-view. And No Mercy 2002 may look forgettable, but when you go back and watch those two, you'll realize that it's actually very memorable.